Yeah, we'll talk about. I'm going to bring up stories and how I don't have really great stories. And I'm not sure if it's because. Oh, we'll just go.
Wait, I noticed that. Like, if you don't,
I'm not sure if it's like because nothing happens to me, or if I'm just not really remembering them, or if I'm not really good at telling them.
Well, that's the thing. I don't have like really interesting stories either, but I do a bunch of interesting stuff. You know, like I work with you guys. I do like work with the San Diego FMA Open.
Yeah.
And I've done a couple of movies, but it's never like, oh yeah, Derek, he decided to smack my balls a bunch during the filming. It's always like, Derek was nice, and so was everyone at the tournament, and we had a good time.
Yeah, like I kind of envy people who have like, they meet someone or they go do something and they have an interesting story.
It's like, so we got really drunk, and then we just woke up in Mexico, and we had to walk across the desert to get back home.
Yeah.
It's like me, it's just like, yeah, we went to Mexico, we had a couple drinks, and then we took a cab back because we're safe.
I've been doing this really interesting wrestling show where we meet lots of people and there's lots of different collaborations with different groups.
Oh, do you have any stories?
I still don't have any like really interesting stories about.
Yeah, because you can tell them, okay, we did a wrestling show and it went well. Yeah. But we don't have anyone in the back who's like high on coke and we have to coax out to the front.
Yeah, it's like, oh, did someone blow someone or anything crazy shit happen?
It's really nice actually. We really have a calm, and it's stressful because we have to make a lot of moving parts work. But no, we're all very clean, interesting people.
Yeah, everyone's got. See, I'm not sure. I think things happen. I just choose not to remember the things that could be a story, and I don't remember it in my head in the form of a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Right. That someone can understand.
Me neither. It's just I always remember like the high points, like I was on stage and it was awesome because I got to see like Vic suplex Vlad Tempest. Yeah. But it's never like some weird story behind that or any kind of weird relevance.
Like he took a shit while he was suplexing or something like that.
Yeah, everyone has great control of their bowels. Like if more people lost control of their bowels in the show, we'd have some great stories.
I know. I'm so afraid of we run it so tight that there's like very little slip ups now. Right. So there's no stories about like, oh, we missed a cue and some of the wrong person came out and then, there was this big thing and we had to hide it with this, this other thing that we came up with.
Yeah, so that's the downside of having like a show that runs tight. It's just a business at this point. It's like being a tax accountant. No one wants to hear like, oh, so did you deduct items receivable?
But I do honestly think it's us. If we had anyone else from Super Awesome Showdown right here today on the podcast, they'd be, and we asked them, hey, what's a cool, interesting story that you think the listeners would want to hear?
Oh, they'd have something cute.
They'd have something to say, but that's not the way our brains work. Apparently, maybe things did happen. Maybe a few things did happen behind the scenes. Yeah, folks, but they're a little bit too much actually sometimes to just say is like a cute little story.
Right, because there's a lot of meaning and a lot of drama, a lot of energy behind that you really don't want to share with people that we still work with.
Yeah, so there's nothing in the middle. It's either like really boring or like there's something that's so exciting that like it would be exciting to the listeners, but like we just can't really share.
Yeah, like Anthony hates my guts, but there's no real big story behind that. We're just snarky to each other.
Yeah, that's his attitude. That's the way he is,
Oh yeah,
but like
we love him.
We don't have like a interesting story, and I feel like maybe some people come to this thinking like, oh, I'm gonna hear some juice.
Like nope, no tea here.
Yeah,
well, that's the new thing, right? We call it the tea.
What is tea? I never heard this term.
It's gossip.
Oh, okay.
So see again, even that is like I don't have an interesting story for what tea is. It's just gossip.
Yeah. Let me think.
What's the tea?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Is there any like little? Let me. All right. 1, 2, 3, go. Is there anything that happened at let's say the last show that was a cool little story?
I mean, really, I just had a lot of fun interviewing people, and again, it was just fun because I got to interview people I normally don't get to interview. Yeah. And there's no drama.
Yeah, and I had a good match with Mike. I did a cool crossbody off the top. And I didn't fuck it up early or anything. We missed a few steps, but nothing of huge consequence.
Oh, Mikey reminds me like he's got drama. Mikey Gordon, like the
Mikey Gordon, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Fist Combat.
Yeah, he's got drama. Like
he's got good story. I'm sure if he had a podcast, it would be so juicy and great. But
like the reason we can't work with him is because he called the colored people time.
Yeah, so
that's a story.
See, and you know what? That's not even
Okay, listen.
that's not even a story that like we wanna get into, but it's a story.
Well,
I'll give you that.
Yeah, Victor.
What?
For the show,
All right.
I'm willing to be a racist if it gets us good stories.
No,
Okay.
we're not going to do that.
You sure? Listen, I'm not saying I'm looking for a reason to be a racist, but I'm willing to explore this option for you.
But our story can be how we have no stories. And Mike, he's even got so many stories.
Yeah.
Mike Rapata, the Colorado kid.
Oh, he does. Listen, I'm like 50-50 on if he's full of crap. Look,
Because he was friends with a raccoon or something.
Yes, that's the thing. Like, he tells stories that it's not fully BS,
Yeah.
but it feels like there might be a strong element of BS to them.
So everyone, this guy is the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, which is a pretty prestigious title out there. And he was like the world champion a couple times, and he's got so many great stories and stuff. But I can't use those stories. I'm not just going to tell his stories.
No, that'd be plagiarism.
I want to tell my stories.
And your stories are.
Let's see. Cipriana was painting my torso with muscles on it once, and I sweated all off, and then she had to come and paint it again. I don't know. That's
Just like. Oh God, we are so bad at this.
Yeah.
This is a disaster. Oh my God. Okay.
So Super Awesome Showdown stories, everybody. That's our talk.
I think our lack of them. Dear God. Like, okay, no, like, how about this? A good story.
Okay, I got one too.
Okay, no, the good story is the Galacticadia at the museum.
Yeah.
Like, that show was a massive disaster. Like, I forgot my uniform at like two different places, or not my uniform, my ninja outfit at like two different places.
Yeah.
I had to drive like 20 minutes back to my home twice.
Did you ever have to come back here for like the? I remember someone had to come back to my place
For boards, I think.
for boards, like for the background, for the staging
yes,
props.
we did. Oh my God. Like,
It was a cool stage, everybody. It turned out okay, but
it looks great. We still have pieces of it.
I mean, we were hustling until like the 8:00 mark, and then even then we were just like, "Is this gonna happen?"
Then 3 people got injured.
Yeah,
You were one of them.
3 people got busted open.
Concussion.
Orion Odyssey got busted open
Oh,
back when he was playing Ivan Sadistic.
yeah.
Thanks to our buddy
I counted wrong.
Rainfro. Manda kicked me in the face.
Oh man. Yeah, you were busted open pretty good.
Yeah, and then I had to go to
The hospital to
the
get
hospital
stitches.
to get stitches put on there. So I kind of missed part of the show.
It was like oppressively hot that day when we were setting up, even though they had like a big elevator.
Yeah.
And so
that was cool using that elevator.
That part was really cool. Like they have much better facilities than Tango Del Rey.
Yeah, that was a great show, and you know what? You fans will be blessed with that interesting show that we did, Galacticadia 3. Eventually, I'm still working on it, but yeah, it was quite the great but horrible show at the same time.
Yeah, it was. Oh my God! Like I had some really good parts of that. I hit my head on the floor when I pretended to pass out.
And you actually did pass out.
I actually did a little bit.
And the match where where no one got injured was actually the most dangerous match. Was at the last match was Captain Ultrafist versus Polybius.
Oh yeah, that's how I had to catch him.
Yeah, and they had a ladder match and stuff, and they're swinging this ladder around, climbing on top of it. It was broken, jumping off of the ladder, falling off of the ladder.
Anthony was pissed because like he painted that ladder.
Yeah.
And like someone used it for something and broke it.
Yeah.
And
so things, but no one got seriously injured, and I had to just put my hands up. That's all I had to do.
Yeah, me too.
Was put my hands up and block myself from getting hit.
I've been to program like 3 times on stage, I think.
And I still got hit. And you know what? And this is my only story because I told this in another podcast.
Yeah.
When Manda was here for the first time.
You know what? Listen, it's worth it because it's our only good story.
And it was the only time that I showed what you would call color in wrestling.
Does that mean you bled?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was a good venue.
It was a good venue. Just everything else was just awful.
Was great. Yeah,
we had pizza and beer.
It was a good show. Yeah, it was pizza, beer.
A pretty big audience.
The general attitude of that show was not positive.
No, it was not. God, I counted wrong.
But you know what? I thought it was still overall. If you're asking, was it a success?
I think
in my opinion, overall, yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think it was. All right, so here, let's shift away from show talk and move into the lounge. Okay, so what I wanted to do first for the lounge is I wanted to do another podcast recommendation, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? They are our competition. I don't want other people listening to other podcasts. They should just listen to our podcast.
Well, this is what I like about podcasts.
Only our podcast.
You should listen to our podcast. But what I like about podcast is it's not like we're airing at a certain time. So we're not like in direct competition with them.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to talk about today is the We're Alive podcast. It's a story about it's basically a zombie apocalypse audio drama. Okay. Where an army guy on his way to base finds out, the zombie apocalypse is happening. And he meets up with people at an apartment where he lives, and he moves from like there with his group to a settlement out in the Midwest and back. And it's really cool because they establish these rules and this world, and they have to fight their way through it. And the audio quality is very good. And they have a new season out right now called Gold Rush, where apparently gold is still valuable in the post-apocalypse. Oh. So and really, I mean, we were talking about scarcity in the last podcast. So as long as something's scarce, it's going to be valuable, right?
Yeah.
Even if you go back and like if you regress civilization-wise, I think gold will be more valuable, really, right?
Yeah, I think there's got to be some kind of like medium of exchange.
Yeah, and I think gold is a solid one.
Yeah, it can't just be not everyone needs chicken at that moment, or not everyone needs like water. Water, maybe water is a little bit too valuable to just be like the medium of exchange.
Right. It's just a resource you might hoard.
Yeah, but like the medium of exchange, or precious metals and stuff like that. Any of that stuff usually makes a good little, because it's like it's portable. You can just put it in your pocket.
So yeah, one of the cool things about this is because these guys do actually kind of well at surviving, it forces the zombies to evolve too. And so there's a zombie that's like kind of like the leader of the zombies, and he helps breed better zombies.
I never thought about that.
They link up with what's left of the U.S. military at one point. They link up with
zombies do?
No, the survivors.
Oh.
And then later on, they find themselves at like this fortress that has been made out of scrap metal. That's pretty much an oppressive society that they have to deal with. Really, I can really suggest it if you like zombie survival and if you like audio dramas. Check out We're Alive, a story of survival.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Now that makes me want to think about something now.
What's that?
Since we're in the lounge now, right?
Let's lounge.
We talk about anything.
Yeah.
Off that topic, what would it take? How close are we to actually living in a post-apocalyptic world, post-Mad Max scenario society? Is that our destiny?
I don't think so, honestly. Because, I mean, realistically, the closest we come to something like that would have been nuclear war. And realistically, like, no one wants to launch nukes anymore.
Yeah.
It's like we don't have the same tension with another nuclear power that we did before.
Yeah, no one wants to get all crazy, and we could blow up the planet, right, with the amount of nukes that we have.
We could, but now there's no reason to. Yeah. Or there's no like balancing act between two giant powers that are at each other's throats. China may become that in the future, I think, but currently they're not interested in like stockpiling nuclear weapons.
Yeah. But it still does. There are these people out there called preppers.
There are.
And they prepare for, the apocalypse and stuff like that.
Well, because there are other kinds of apocalypses, like if there's a disease.
Yeah.
That could destabilize society, I think.
Or asteroid or Yellowstone.
Yep, those are two things that could do something similar.
Yeah, so I've been wanting to actually maybe at some point get an underground silo.
Oh, really?
With like canned food and stuff, and 20 years worth of water or whatever.
Well, one thing people do is they like to like dig out like their backyard.
Yeah.
And they'll put in concrete and then put in shipping containers and put concrete over it. And I think that would be a cool way to go. Yeah,
and then you can just climb down there. And you know what? I watched that show, and I think it's as much a man cave.
I think so too.
As it is like
if there's an Xbox down there, it's not. It's probably turned into your man cave at that point.
Yeah. I can imagine people spending more time in their survival silo than their actual living quarters, Well,
yeah, because the missus is there and she's having her friends over for a book party, and you just got to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. So, a lot of people like to think about. Here's what I've noticed when I've gotten older. When I was younger, like in my early 20s and stuff, it was something I did like to think about a lot. Was like the apocalypse happening. What if zombies, or what if like invasion? What if Red Dawn? I didn't really think of Red Dawn as much as like
that's a little out of your time.
Yeah.
Well, what I've noticed is the post-apocalypse, or not the post-apocalypse, the apocalypse thoughts or the movies and the stories that come out of that, they're a story of what dies or what would you do? How do you man up?
Yeah.
So it's a story that's good for a young man. It's one of action.
Who survives in this world?
Who
where
survives
aliens,
and how?
Yeah. But now that I've gotten older, I'm like noticing that maybe this is not as likely to happen as like I once thought it did. And now I'm preparing for what if it's just better economy? What if things just get better? You know,
Right.
what if our society, no one ever thinks about that. Like if things get better, you should be investing
Well,
in
that's the
stocks.
thing. That's the thing I've heard is, look, if you have money, like U.S. dollars,
yeah.
you should invest honestly, because if things go Mad Max,
Yeah.
your money's worthless anyway.
Yeah.
If things go better, you're invested.
Yeah, and then you're taking advantage of the growing economy.
Exactly.
You're taking advantage of the
And also helping the economy in
greatness.
itself.
Yeah, you're actually kind of helping the economy too by investing in our corporations.
Yeah, and well, the thing is that people don't understand is that there's no better time to be alive than right now. And probably the better time to be alive will be in 3 months when we've made new inventions, new media's come out, and new medical patents have come out.
Yeah, but no one likes to think about the world getting better. We just like to think about everything going to shit.
Well, yeah, because we do like seeing things blow up.
But I think preparing for a better world is actually more important
Than preparing
and
for...
less fun.
Yes, it is. Way less fun.
For like a kid to prepare for a better world than it is to prepare for, you know, Mad Max.
Well, yeah, I'm putting together like a go bag, and it's not for like a end of the world survival. It's for like urban survival. Like if things go south and I have to just kind of get out of town for a couple of days, I've got clothes, some soap. I'm going to put some food in there. I've got, you know, a map. Basically, if my area goes to shit,
Okay.
I can navigate out of it and then go to the shelter that will invariably be set up. Because I live in the suburbs. If the apocalypse happens, I'm kind of screwed.
Yeah.
If someone decides to nuke San Diego because it's a naval base, I'm done. But if the power grid goes out and I need food and water, I can, you know, hike somewhere
Yeah.
and be good later, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think that's the kind of prepping you should do is like for a natural disaster, not like the end of society.
Yeah, not for like, not waiting for like Humongous or whatever,
Yeah, the Mungus,
the Mungus guy or like that
Master
other,
Blaster.
or what's his name? Beta Ray? Not Beta Ray.
Oh, Beta Ray.
Who's the guy from the latest one with the teeth?
With
From
the
the newest Mad Max?
Oh, God.
Who was milking all those women?
Oh, yeah, he was...
What was that guy's name?
One Google later. It's Immortan Joe.
Immortan Joe, yeah. Like, are we preparing for Immortan Joe to like come to our doorstep and like
Steal your girlfriend so he can milk her.
yeah? It's like I give you two choices: I eat you, or
Or
you join me,
it's like,
and I use your blood.
So wait, when you say join you, do I get to ride a bitchin' gas guzzler?
Yes,
Can I?
but are you strong?
I can lift.
Then he makes you fight.
Wait, let me. Mr. Immortan, or is Mr. Joe? Mr. Well, what do you want me to call you?
I am Immortan Joe.
But can I call you just Joe for short, or what can I?
Kill him now.
No, I just want to talk to my girlfine really quick. I just got to talk to my girlfriend. Just give me, honey,
She will be my bride.
no, I understand, but I gotta have a little talk with her first. honey, listen, he's going to kill both of us. You have to become his brood sow, okay? I'm gonna become one of his. I'm gonna become one of his like weird skin-headed like roadie boys, okay? Just listen, just go with it. You ruined everything, honey. Honey, you ruined. This is like that Starbucks where you yelled at the barista. Just fucking go with it. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do it, sir.
Yeah, as terrifying as a scenario like that as that would be,
Yes.
I think it's unlikely.
Yes, I think it's wildly unlikely. The more likely events is to be like, yes, natural disaster, like the big earthquake hits.
Yeah.
But even then, the rest of the country still exists, and they're going to send aid. You just have to be able to hold out a few days.
Yeah, you have to hold on, or like a week or
Maybe
so.
a week or so, yeah. So have some canned food.
Yeah,
or a disease will hit, and you just need to be ready to, quarantine yourself away.
Yeah, and it's not like all of civilization will fall. There'll be no communication, and only the strongest will survive.
Because we still have
And
radios and shit.
People just give in to their basic instincts of cannibalism,
Tribalism,
and sex, and
well, and that's kind of the problem is like I had with the I liked like the later two Purge movies, but the only problem is like if you say okay murder's legal for this one night, not everyone is a psychopath waiting to happen.
Yeah, I know.
If you gave me the option to just kill random people, I wouldn't say, oh, so just anyone?
I can kill anyone? What?
The question isn't anyone. The question is, why would I?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing they don't really cover, like the next day after the purge. Because if you fail at killing your boss, you're going to have to go into work the next day, and he's going to say, you tried to take an axe to me and my family. It's like, well, it was the purge.
I haven't seen any of the Purge movies, but you've seen a few of them, right?
Yeah.
I would ask a question.
Yeah.
All crime? Is it like all crime? Does it include white-collar crime? Because I was thinking,
that's the thing.
if I was going to do it, I would commit some white-collar crimes.
That's what they didn't. That's what they never really covered. Like all the cool things you could do was the white collar crime or the scientists you could or the scientific experiments you can do without government oversight.
Yeah.
In that time, who leaves the country for that night? Because we live in Southern California. With the purge happens, we just go to TJ for the night.
Well, that would probably be. Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, that's not America.
Yeah. Yeah.
The people up north, they just go to Canada. Canadians, they'd be like, oh yeah, come on up here, no purging up here, eh?
Yeah.
And what about the companies, the people who would say, okay, we have these private security firms that will pay them an obscene amount of money to not purge and guard your stuff?
Yeah.
All these things, they didn't cover. All these things they didn't go into, just so they could say rich people are bad.
Yeah.
Look, if you want to say rich people are bad, there's plenty of media that says that, and it's actually a good storyline. But don't limit yourself with your storytelling options by just going with that one message.
Yeah, it's only killing is legal and stealing. So
yeah, so there's not a lot of stealing, honestly. It's pretty much all killing.
It's just all killing in that movie.
It's even there was one guy, there was one scene in the second one where they talked about white collar crime, they killed a investment banker and hung him up at his building.
Yeah. See, I would do insider trading and stuff.
Right?
I would do, all sorts of crazy stuff.
Drug deals and stuff. Most people would be doing crime that gets them a lot of money. And it's not like human trafficking. It's I have a shitload of meth and I can move it in the open with my gang.
It's how do you make all of those millions? Yeah, one of the purge days, I just went on the streets and
just
sold a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I just sold
a bunch of meth. Yeah. I was making it illegally throughout the year, but legally sold it.
Yeah, because I can just
because everyone knew that they were able to buy it legally.
I can literally take a semi truck full of meth and just pay my gang members a lot of money to not purge.
Yeah,
we made a safe zone for people to do drugs and have prostitution. Because at a certain point they say not enough people are purging, so the government then goes in and starts killing people.
Oh,
and you're sitting there like. What? No, you could do so much. You don't need this weird conspiracy shit. You could show the white collar crime, the science, all these social implications that you don't touch on at all because you just want a horror movie that you have an excuse why the cops aren't showing up.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Yes, the second one was actually pretty good because it did cover a little more ground, but still wasn't nearly enough. But it was what if the Punisher was along the ride? Because that guy was a former Marine or something. He was shooting people. It became more of an action.
Oh.
Which I really liked.
How many Purge movies have there been?
3, I want to say. No, maybe 4 now.
Isn't there the first Purge?
It's just that's the one that really kind of pissed me off is they had that cool concept that they just turned into a house siege movie.
Oh.
And then there's the second one. I think there's 3. There's the first Purge now. So yeah, it's again it's a cool concept. It's kind of wasted.
Those. Yeah.
Honestly, it's fun. I think there's a riff track for the first one. It'd be worth watching, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because again, it's just it's kind of a weak horror movie, but it's still kind of fun if you can make fun of it.
Yeah.
All right, so how about this movie night?
Yeah.
Okay, next week we're gonna watch The Purge.
Okay.
And then we're gonna talk about it.
That may or may not happen, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Listeners.
I swear to God.
I mean. We'll see the movie,
yeah.
But we may not talk about it on the podcast.
Okay, how about that? Okay. And knowing that, how about we go on to the news?
Okay.
I've learned not to doubt James Cameron when he gets really passionate about a project.
Yeah.
Because we've said that several times about James Cameron, that this is going to be a flop. We've said it about Titanic. We've said about Avatar 1.
Avatar.
Battle Angel Alita wasn't massively successful here, but everywhere else in the world it was. And everyone was saying that's going to be stupid. And it was a little dumb, but it's a big action movie. So
yeah.
I don't know. If James Cameron says I have hope for this and I'm passionate about it, I'm going to say, you know what? It's not a 0% chance that he's going to outperform.
But will it beat the Avengers, which is what a record for the biggest money-making movie of all time or whatever?
I think so. Hang on.
How much money did that movie make? We're looking it up. I think it was probably like $3 billion. Avengers made $3 billion. That's my guess.
Okay, hang on.
Worldwide. Maybe $4 billion.
Okay, so here we go. I'm pulling it up on the IMDb's.
IMDb shows you how much
yeah.
money it made.
Yeah, they have a whole bunch of trivia. See, this is the thing. You have to look up IMDb stuff. It is a great source of information. I'm surprised when people don't know about IMDb.
I know IMDb.
Okay, so its budget was $356 million.
$356 million.
And let's see, its gross worldwide was $2.7 billion. So you were close.
2.7. That's close to $3 billion. Yeah.
Yes, that's very. You were actually. That's a pretty good guess, honestly. And so let me see what Avatar did. Another Google later.
So James Cameron is thinking that Avatar 2 will beat that 2.7 billion.
And honestly, yeah, at this point, like I said, when he really wants to, he can make the hell out of a movie. So, I mean, we all thought Avatar was going to be dumb.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like Avatar made 2.7 billion worldwide.
Avatar, the first one, also made 2.
The first Avatar. I'm showing him right now on my phone.
Okay, is that tied with Avengers then?
I think it's almost basically tied with Avengers.
Wow.
I think, remember, they had to re-release Avengers with some extra footage to get it up there.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, he could do it.
Yeah. So what's this new Avatar I wonder going to have that's going to make it so hot, you know?
I mean, hopefully more blue alien sex.
Blue alien sex.
I mean, if there's more of that, I'll totally go see it.
Well, that's already on the internet, I think. I think we can already look that up. That's already
But can you see it in like
4D?
Can you see it in with the quality not of like Pirates, the best,
Yeah.
the most expensive porn parody ever, but I'm talking like a major AAA movie studio budget.
Yeah, will that ever happen? When will that happen? When will they make like a $300 million porno movie?
I mean, honestly, I think the only thing that's holding us back is us. Is like we are our own worst enemy as far as that goes. Let's see. He's planning to shoot some footage 7 miles underwater in Challenger Deep. What the? Okay, there's just a did you know about the Avatar movie? It's just
Yeah, I heard he was waiting for some like technological advances to happen so he can perfect this underwater scene that he's trying to do.
Yeah, that seems like James Cameron is like he's not going to make a movie unless he can find a way to get an Alvin and go down to the bottom of the ocean and like look at the actual Titanic again.
Yeah, like a lot of the things holding directors back is like, oh, there's not enough money, you know, or we got to get the right guy to do this. But the thing that's holding James Cameron back is literally the technological advancements of mankind.
He's fucking Howard Stark talking to his son through like a reel-to-reel film thing. Like, listen, you can make this movie now, but it'll suck. But if you wait 7 decades, you'll make it the way it's supposed to be with all the blue titties.
You just got to wait for technological advancements to happen, and then your vision will come to fruition.
My vision will come to fruition through you.
Oh, so it's like James Cameron's dad's trying to make him,
or that maybe he's doing it.
Movies.
Like he's passing this down now to the next generation. Is like we can't feel anime titties yet, but maybe one day theaters will let you do it.
Yeah, James Cameron's gonna perfect. Like he's like James Cameron's gonna have to like perfect the actual feeling of an alien boob. He's gonna have like a whole bunch of alien boobs that he's gonna squeeze and stuff, so that
he's sitting there. It's like this is the behind the scenes stuff. It's like we spend a lot of time on the alien breasts physics, and we need to nail this.
We wanted to make sure that when our viewers, or I guess our feelers,
that's what we call them now,
felt these breasts, that they felt, you know,
like
real boobs, but also alien,
not of this world.
Yeah.
And we spent $17 million perfecting this. And then we had to develop VR technology for another $3 billion.
And then they probably had to create the suits that would have like special gloves that you'd put on so that you can feel it.
And let me tell you, like the studios were not happy. And the theaters were less happy. And the audience was made sick by all the vertigo.
So it's like he has to develop the technology for his shit to happen instead of just throwing money at it.
I mean, realistically, this is
he throws research and development.
Yeah, that's
at it.
Oh my
crazy.
God. I mean, honestly, that feels like the sort of thing Nicolas Cage would do with his like Saturn company. He has his own production company. Like he seems crazy enough to do that. Yeah.
Nicolas Cage finally making the good financial decisions and creating.
That sounds. He sounds crazy enough to help James Cameron out figuring out how to have VR titties.
Yeah, his production company would be involved in that. Huh?
Oh, definitely. Also because he needs the money to pay off his back taxes, I'm betting.
So that's how James Cameron's going to beat Avengers is with
virtual reality breasts you can actually touch.
Yeah.
Virtually.
Jeez.
We have fully gone off the rails from this. But no, I think Avatar 2, listen, I enjoyed Avatar 1. It was good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good too.
Even though it was basically like Fern, Pocahontas Gully.
Pocahontas Gully. And Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves a little bit in there, yeah.
Yeah. And there was another movie that I haven't seen.
What's that?
It's called Emerald Forest. Have you heard of that?
Vaguely.
Apparently it's like Emerald Forest too. I haven't seen it, but I'm going to recommend it.
Okay, so we're gonna watch The Purge and Emerald Forest, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the podcast, but we are gonna talk about it at some point. Also, you want to talk about the new Terminator, right?
Oh yeah, we're talking. On the topic of James Cameron, he's producing the new Terminator movie, which I hear is actually the real Terminator 3.
Honestly, you have to get rid of those other ones. These are all 1 and 2, great. Everything else, awful.
And the one that people will always remember that scene of Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to smile and then making that weird face where he's just kind of showing his teeth.
I get that's what they were going for, but it was still just awful.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping it's not like the last Terminator where they ruined all the cool plot points in the trailer. Like, remember the last Terminator? Like they spoiled the one good plot point.
Oh, where John Connor
is a machine now.
Machine, yeah.
In the fucking trailer, they just spoil it. Like, oh hey, this big twist that would actually be really cool to reveal. Here it is in the trailer.
Oh, I gotta go see that.
It's like, if they give that away, imagine what they're not giving away. It turns out nothing.
There's no other spoilers.
There's no other good spoilers in that goddamn movie. I know. I liked Asian T-1000. That was cool.
Was there an Asian T-1000 in that? Oh yeah, there was.
At the beginning, they sent him back to the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Which makes me wonder, why wouldn't you just send another, if you're gonna send another Terminator back, just send more backup to the first one.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
Why did they send it later?
My theory of why they didn't do that is probably because if that whole scenario didn't work, they just gotta, screw that scenario.
All right.
They have to start from scratch,
Okay, I thought you were going to go with there's some technological limitation based on we already went that far back. It's like Travelers, where you can't go past what you've already gone to. So if you send somebody
maybe
back,
that too.
Yeah, I actually like that show too. All right, so that was our news segment. I think we're at about a half an hour. You know what I think we should do?
Take it home.
Take it home. Sign off. Get some food. Maybe some booze. Right. We actually saw local wrestling. Got a steak and ice cream.
Yeah, and we'll tell you, we'll have a food podcast next week.
Food podcast. We're going to talk about movies, food, and...
talk about what we ate and what we possibly threw up. Because we need better stories.
We really do. We need a story where we vomit. I see now why you thought that gross stories are good, because they're at least stories, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this has been the Transmit Podcast, a Super Awesome Showdown offshoot. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Spike.
I'm Victor.
We'll see you next time. Oh, I wasn't recording that whole time.